Hello friends, in this tutorial we're going to learn how to upgrade firmware in 2.0. There are 4 methods. 3 are via USB and 1 is via a programmer called ST-Link. Let's look at the 4 methods. They all require the use of the Cube programmer. Let's download the Cube programmer. First we go to projectecu.com/upgrades. Here, on this page, we have the ignition table generator. We have here to change language. Below, we have the firmware for 1.0. Here we have the 2.0 firmware. We have the Cube programmer, and we have the firmware. We're going to download both files, firmware and Cube programmer. Here we have it. Let's unzip the zip file, which is the firmware. You don't have to buy anything. Windows already comes with a program to unzip it. It comes integrated. We're just going to use it here, and here are the 3 files we're going to use. Let's now install the Cube programmer. We double click on it. Here begins the install. The installation will take a little while. Here we say yes, okay. We give it next, following, yes, following, yes. Okay, following, following, and here it is. It begins to install. Don't be scared of all the messages that come. It is very, very conscious program. Well, here we give you the next. Those are the drivers. We hit next, following, and finish. Now, open the program. The first time, it gets very heavy. Here we give it a OK. It seems like it's going to get stuck, but don't worry. Something's going on there. I don't know what. I don't know what he's doing, but be patient. And here it is, already opened. Okay, so here we have the files, and now we're going to open the tunnel. Well, here we have the 3 files. We have the tune file, the .ini, and the .bin. Let's pull the bin point. Here and here we have it. We saw that there are 3 ways via USB. Let's look at the ST-Link first. The ST-Link is a device. It plugs directly into the ECU board. Here, it's worth adding some pins, and without soldering or anything, just leave them hanging here, and with that, the connection is made. The ST-Link is connected to the computer and turns on. Now, we go here to the selected method. Here, we have a link. Here, we give it a refresh. Here I am turning it on. There it caught on. Refresh. It has already appeared. We selected it, and below we select this software reset. Okay, and we're going to connect. There it is. There it is connected. The other method is by USB. It is with the button that is also on the card directly. That's what we opened it for. We used 12 volts, connect the EQ to its harness and everything. We have this button inside. Here we are going to press the button when we turn on the EQ. As soon as it catches on, it doesn't matter anymore. We can let it go. And we're going to see something very interesting in Windows. Let's go to Device Manager. Well, right click here, Device Manager. Here's the list of devices. Normally, we can see that here we have a comma port, right? But if we enter the other method, pressing the button will show a different device. Okay, here we're going to turn off the ECU. It's off. We press and turn it on. And now we have here this so-called bootloader, right? It means it worked. And now we're going to go here to the Cube Programmer. We're going to select USB. We'll click refresh here. We'll select USB 1 and we'll connect. There it is. It's already pulled. The other method is with the jumper. Here it's basically the same as the button, except when there's no button, we have to do this jump between these 2 points, between this little pad. So we recommend soldering a cable, soldering the jumper here on the top, on the pad, which is easier, and on the bottom part where we make contact and turn on the echo. Yes, we make contact and turn on the echo. By doing this, the same thing is repeated. We sell and we have the bootloader here. Okay? We will also select USB here. Refresh, select USB and connect. Okay? The other method is with Tuner Studio. Here, we basically have to go to the ECU already connected, turned on, and everything in Tuner Studio. We go here to this super menu on the right side here in the STM commands and bounce in bootloader. We already reset, it already turned off. You already saw that it is gray there in the background. We're going to select USB anyway and select USB here and connect. Okay, this method doesn't always work. But well, we already learned the 4 methods, and well, that's how to enter the connection to QB Programmer. Entering here, the same method is repeated for everyone. We go to that tab and click delete here. Here we are erasing the memory so that everything starts from scratch and clean. Then, once it's finished, we'll go to the tab we were on and click download. It's going to go down there. Also, we go to the OB tab on the left and click Open BOR Level section. As you can see, the voltage levels are described here, and 0 is the highest while 3 means deactivated. On there, we will change from value 3 to value 0 and click to apply. This will reset the ECU and this will complete the firmware burning process. It will fail to connect again because we need to follow the steps to boot up in bootloader mode again, but it is not necessary. Now what follows is to use the other files, the INI point. We're going to do a new project. Here we put the name with the new firmware that we are putting on it or the one we choose. And then here we go to others. Let's go to the folder we downloaded from the internet. This is where the INI point will be. We select it, open it, and click next. Here we select this to activate hardware test because it is very useful, and we select and we click next, next, next. And then here we are going to turn on the ECU. Well, we were supposed to have it turned off. Here we turn off the ECU. Let's go to our folder again, the one we downloaded from the internet. Here we will now have the tune. We selected it, we loaded it, we gave it yes. We already have a tune loaded, factory tunnel, and we turn it on. And now the comment appears here and we connect. We say yes, we want to save everything. The sensor calibrations are blank here. So we're going to calibrate some generic sensors here, like the AEM. We save it, and now the temperature sensors. Let's save the classic GM. Save, and IAT, also save. Here we already have new firmware and factory tune. We finished with the firmware upgrade in 2.0. Here we have to turn off the ECU again. Turn it back on and we will have the ECU started with the factory firmware. With the new firmware and with factory tune. See you in the next tutorial.